In the quiet afternoon classroom, Sora Ishida let a melody slip from his lips, one he had never released.
This riff, it's still not right. Maybe if I change the bridge.
Number that melody. It's impossible.
Misaki Aoki knew every note Kuro had ever hummed, because to her, his music was the only light in the dark. By night, Sora was Kuro, a masked singer with 4 million streams and 0 public identity.
That's an unreleased song. How does he know it? Unless...
Sora didn't notice the pen fall. He was already lost in the next phrase, oblivious to the storm he'd unleashed in the girl beside him.
I have to be sure. I have to know.
And just like that, the mask began to crack. A secret years in the making, now hanging by a single thread of sound.
I'll prove it, no matter what.
No one knew Sora spent his nights in a soundproofed room, singing as Kuro. On stage, he was a phantom, a black mask, and a voice that haunted millions.
4 million streams. Not a single face. Yet, I know every note.
At school, they were strangers sharing a desk. He blended into the background, invisible to most.
His voice was the only warmth. On nights I felt I would freeze.
Misaki Aoki, the untouchable beauty, ears always sealed with headphones.
Every night, I fall asleep to his voice. It's the only thing holding me together.
He never spoke in class. No one looked twice at the quiet boy by the window.
Kuro, are you really next to me? My heart won't let it go.
2 lives, 1 secret melody, and a storm about to break. 2 years ago, Misaki lost her world, her mother, her only warmth. The silence left behind was unbearable.
She was everything to me. When she left, I forgot how to breathe.
Before the silence, the house echoed with her melodies. Her mother had been a musician, a beacon of light.
After the funeral, I was a ghost. Nothing reached me. Not school, not words, not anything.
Until she stumbled upon a song. An anonymous upload, a voice that felt like a hand reaching into her darkness.
His voice, it cracked the ice inside me. Suddenly, I could feel again.
Her room became a fortress of Kuro. Posters, playlists, every unreleased riff. She collected them like oxygen tanks.
At school, I wore my headphones like armor. No one could see the wreckage underneath.
So when the quiet boy beside her hummed that secret melody, it wasn't just curiosity, it was a lifeline trembling.
If Kuro is really him, then the hand that saved me has been 6 inches away this whole time.
For days, Misaki's heart lurched every time Sora shifted in his seat, waiting for another slip.
Maybe if I raise the key in the second verse, it'll feel more urgent.
This time, Misaki was ready. Her phone was already recording, hidden behind her textbook.
Got it. The phrasing, the breath pattern, it's exactly the same as the bridge in Phantom Rain.
That night, she locked her door and loaded the audio file into her computer, side by side with Kuro's tracks. She overlaid the waveforms, comparing vibrato, tone, the subtle crack in the high note. The match was uncanny.
It's him. There's no doubt left. The evidence is piling up.
The next day, she watched him at school with new eyes, the way his fingers tapped on his desk, echoing piano keys.
He moves like Kuro. Even the way he tilts his head when he's deep in thought.
She was building a case, but every shred of proof felt like a betrayal of him and of the anonymous voice that saved her. That night, she made a list, every visible detail from Kuro's rare videos. A small mole on his left ear, the precise way his hair curved over his collar.
If that mole is real, there's no denying it. I have to see his ear up close.
The next day, she angled her seat to catch the light on his left side, heart thumping. Sora felt a prickle on his skin. He turned his head, meeting her wide eyes for a brief second.
Is something wrong?
Her heart slammed against her ribs. Words failed. The truth would shatter the fragile peace between them.
No, I was just spacing out. The equation. I got lost. Idiot. He'll be on guard now. I am losing my only chance.
He frowned, unconvinced, but turned away. A new wall rose between them, thicker than before. She had pushed too far. He now knew she was watching, and the window for undeniable proof was closing. Desperate for physical proof, Misaki dug up Sora's yearbook photo from the school archives.
The jawline, the hair pattern. If I can align them with Kuro's silhouette.
From a fan video, she grabbed the one frame where Kuro's face was partially reflected in a studio window. She overlaid the two images, adjusting transparency. The result was a punch to the gut.
It's identical. The mole, the jawline, every detail. He's Kuro, no more doubt.
The next day at school, Sora approached her desk, a troubled look on his face.
Hey, about yesterday. I didn't mean to make you uncomfortable. Can we talk?
I can't. If I open my mouth, I'll spill everything. He'll hate me.
She mumbled something about a forgotten club meeting and rushed past him, papers scattering. Her investigation had turned her into a liar, and the weight of the unspoken truth was crushing her. That night, she found a video buried in fan archives, a backstage clip Kuro forgot to delete.
Wait, he's adjusting his collar, there, behind the stage curtain. That's a school uniform.
She froze the frame, zoomed into the blurred emblem peeking from behind the jacket. Her breath stopped.
That crest. I see it every morning. Our school emblem. It's him. It's really him.
The laptop slipped from her trembling hands. A dam broke inside her, years of grief and gratitude flooding out at once.
He saved me, and I've been hunting him like a stalker. What kind of monster am I?
She cried for her mother, for the music that kept her alive, and for the secret that now felt like a knife in her chest. She dragged herself to the bed, clutching the Kuro pillow as if it could absorb the storm inside her.
I can't keep this inside. I have to tell him. But what if the truth destroys everything?
The evidence was complete, but the path forward had never been more terrifying. After a sleepless night, Misaki forced herself to open the laptop again, searching for the origin of Kuro's art.
Before I face him, I need to know why his songs always felt like home. There must be a reason.
She unearthed an old interview. Kuro mentioned a mentor who supplied him with a rare collection of melodies.
A mentor with archived works from a deceased producer? That detail, it makes my chest tighten.
She followed a trail of credits to a name that stopped her heart, Yuki Aoki.
Mom, your melodies, Kuro's songs, they are yours. This entire time, it was you.
Yuki Aoki, the brilliant independent producer, had left behind a vault of unreleased works, now living through Kuro.
The mentor must have been a former assistant. He gave Sora the music, without ever knowing it was mine.
The revelation was staggering. Not only was Sora the masked idol, but his art was born from the very woman who gave her life.
I have to tell him. But how do you tell someone that their soul was stitched together by your dead mother?
Determined to trace the link, Misaki scoured every interview footnote until a single name surfaced: Takeda.
Takeda, the man who was always in Mom's studio corner, taking notes. He was her shadow.
Buried in an archived music blog, she found a photograph of her mother in the studio, Takeda by her side.
So it's true. He gave Sora the melodies without ever knowing whose daughter sits in his class.
Anger flared. How dare he use her mother's legacy without consent, but beneath it, gratitude that the music lived.
I can't be mad at Sora. He's as much a vessel as I am, but someone has to know the truth.
She reached for her diary, the pages already heavy with secrets. I have to tell him. If I stay silent, Mom's name stays buried. But if I speak, I might lose the voice that kept me alive. She closed the diary, the decision solidifying like concrete in her chest.
Tomorrow, I'll ask him to meet me, no matter what comes next.
That same night, Sora's phone buzzed with an email from his mentor, Takeda. The subject line read, "Important, please read. Sora, I am retiring. There is something you must know about the music I gave you." They were the works of a deceased producer, Yuki Aoki. She had a daughter. I never knew how to tell you.
Aoki. Her music was never mine. I've been a fraud this whole time.
The guilt sank into his bones like lead. Every stream, every fan's praise, now felt stolen from a ghost. The next morning, Sora sat in class, staring at nothing. The world had become a blur.
He looks broken. Is it because of how I acted? Or is something else shattering him?
Yuki Aoki's daughter. She could be anyone. Maybe she's heard my songs and felt nothing but the ghost of her mother.
2 desks apart, 2 hearts weighed down by the same hidden truth, neither knowing the other was just as lost.
I have to talk to him today. No more hiding, whatever it costs.
That afternoon, Sora slipped away to the rooftop, the weight of his guilt too heavy for the classroom.
I'll delete Kuro. The music wasn't mine to give. It never was.
His finger hovered over the delete button. Erasing Kuro meant silencing Yuki Aoki forever.
If I vanish, does her legacy vanish too? Is this really the right thing to do?
Meanwhile, Misaki searched the school for him, a folded note growing damp in her palm. She spotted him descending the stairs, his gaze vacant, as if he'd left his soul on that rooftop.
He's breaking apart. Is it my fault? Or does he know the truth I am too scared to tell?
She opened her lips, but only a breath escaped. He passed without a glance, a ghost to her ghost. That night, they both sat alone in the dark, she clutching her diary, he staring at his mask.
I can't hide forever. But if I tell the world, I might lose the only thing that gives me purpose.
That night, Misaki filled 3 pages with everything. Her mother Yuki, the stolen melodies, and the boy she loved as a faceless voice. She folded the letter into a tight square, pressing the crease until her fingers ached, as if containing the explosion inside. The next morning, she cornered Sora at his locker, the hallway a blur of noise she couldn't hear.
Sora, I have to ask you something. Have you ever heard of a music producer named Yuki Aoki?
He froze. The locker door slammed shut with a bang that echoed through the corridor.
Why would you bring up that name? How do you know it?
I found her name in an old interview. I thought maybe you'd recognize it, since you are into music.
His eyes narrowed, a mixture of fear and suspicion flickering in his gaze.
He's onto me. One wrong word, and I'll lose him forever.
She mumbled something about being late and retreated, the letter a crumpled stone in her pocket. Another sleepless night had passed, and the cold morning light found Misaki staring at the crumpled letter on her floor.
No more ink. I'll tell him with my own voice, even if it shatters everything.
When the final bell rang, she intercepted him at the school gate, her heart pounding wildly.
Sora, I've been hiding something from you. Will you meet me on the rooftop? I'll explain everything.
The rooftop, all right. Lead the way.
He followed her up the stairwell without a word, each footfall a heavy thud in the silence.
She knows something. Does she know I am Kuro? Or about Yuki Aoki? How much has she discovered?
The door creaked open, revealing the empty rooftop saturated in the warm glow of the setting sun. She stood at the edge, her back to him, her hands gripping the fence as if it were the only thing holding her upright. The door clicked shut behind him, the sound echoing like a judge's gavel. There was no escape now. Misaki's knuckles were white on the fence. Sora took a cautious step forward, his voice barely above a whisper.
Misaki, are you okay? You are trembling.
She turned, and the words she'd held for days finally broke free.
Sora, I know you are Kuro, the masked singer. I've known for days.
Wha? How? How did you find out?
The melody you hummed in class. It's an unreleased Kuro song. I've listened to you for over a year. I know every note.
Before he could build a wall of denial, her next words pierced him deeper than any accusation ever could.
I am not angry. I am your biggest fan, Sora, your voice. It pulled me out of a darkness I never thought I'd escape.
He stood frozen, the weight of her confession colliding with the relief that his secret was safe with her, for now. But the heaviest truth still hung unspoken between them, a ghost in the sunset breeze.
I am Kuro. Please, you can't tell anyone. If it gets out, my life, everything I've built in silence.
I would never. Your secret is safe with me, I promise.
The words sealed a fragile trust, but the air still crackled with truths left unspoken.
There's something else. Your music saved me when I thought nothing could. 2 years ago, my mother died. I shut down completely. Then I found Kuro.
Sora listened, her pain mirroring the guilt he'd carried. Then she said a name that made his heart stop.
She was a music producer. Her name was Yuki Aoki.
Aoki, the daughter. Takeda's email. The melodies. They were hers. It was her mother all along.
The world tilted. The ghost he'd been running from had a face, and it was hers. She looked up, confused by his silence, unaware that the boy she'd idolized was now crumbling under the weight of her own legacy.
Misaki, your mother, was her name Yuki Aoki? Please tell me now.
Yes, that was her name. How do you know that?
His legs gave way. He sank onto the cold ground, as if the weight of the sky had finally fallen.
2 nights ago, my mentor confessed. All the melodies I've sung, they came from Yuki Aoki.
Misaki's mind raced, the scattered puzzle pieces finally snapping into a single devastating picture.
Your mother's music. It's my entire career. I am nothing but a vessel for her ghost.
They stared at each other, 2 orphans of the same melody, locked in a silence more profound than any confession.
All this time, I've been listening to my mother's heart, and you were the one beating it.
The rooftop became a cathedral of unspoken grief, the sunset bleeding into twilight.
I don't know what to do now. I've been living a lie. Everything I've built feels stolen. I am sorry. I've profited from your mother's greatest work. I never knew, but that doesn't excuse it.
Stop. She always dreamed that millions would hear her music. You made that dream real, not stolen.
She pulled him into an embrace, and the dam of guilt between them finally cracked open. When they parted, her smile was the first genuine one he'd ever seen from her.
I have something to show you. The original tracks your mother left behind, my mentor gave them to me.
He unlocked his phone, and they sat leaning against each other, shoulders touching in the cold night air, one earbud in his ear, the other in hers. They listened to a piece of Yuki Aoki's soul.
This is her, playing the piano in our living room. I'd recognize her touch anywhere.
I've been carrying her legacy without knowing. It's terrifying and beautiful. I want to give her the credit she deserves. I just don't know how yet. Will you help me figure it out?
Yes, but I want to meet him, the man who kept my mother's music alive.
3 days later, they stood before a nondescript door in a quiet part of the city. Sora knocked, and a shadowy figure answered. Takeda, an aging man with gentle eyes, opened the door and froze at the sight of Misaki.
You must be Yuki's daughter. You have her eyes. Please, come in.
He placed an old photograph on the table. Yuki laughing in a studio, her essence captured in a moment of joy. Misaki traced the photo with a trembling finger, a real smile finally breaking through.
This smile, it's the first honest one. It's because of her mother's memory. And maybe, just maybe, because we're finally standing in the truth together.
Yuki always said music was meant to be shared. She would be proud of you both.
As they left, the weight on Sora's shoulders felt lighter, replaced by a quiet determination. He didn't yet know the exact shape of the tribute, but for the first time, the path ahead felt like it was his to walk. In his dim room, Sora sat before the microphone, the black mask hanging beside him like a silent witness.
I'll use one of her melodies, with Misaki's blessing. This will be the first honest song I've ever sung.
He uploaded the track titled For Yuki, the description a simple dedication. This song was born from a light that never went out. To the producer who made it possible, thank you. Within hours, the comments overflowed. Fans weeping, celebrating, asking who the mystery producer was. Across the city, Misaki listened through her headphones, clutching a photo of her mother against her heart.
She's here. Her music is finally reaching the world. This is everything.
The track broke Kuro's personal streaming records overnight. But the true victory was a shared secret finally honoring its source. Sora's phone buzzed with a message from Misaki. My mother is finally smiling. Thank you. At school, the whispers began, not of scandal, but of curiosity. Sora and Misaki, once strangers, now walked side by side.
It's strange. I used to dread being seen. Now, with her, the mask feels lighter.
They're staring. But for the first time, I don't care. We're in our own world.
She slipped an earbud into his ear, the melody of For Yuki, binding them together.
They're playing it on the school speakers. Your mother is everywhere now.
I know. It's like she never left.
That afternoon, under the cherry blossoms, Sora looked at the mask around his neck and felt its weight for the last time.
I can't hide forever. One day soon, I'll let the world see who I am.
The decision hadn't formed into words, but the resolve was there, quiet and unshakable.
Whatever you decide, I'll be right beside you.
In his tiny studio, Sora adjusted the webcam for the last time as Kuro. Misaki watched silently from the corner.
This is the last broadcast of Kuro. After this, I'll start telling the truth.
He spoke to thousands of invisible fans, his voice steady, promising a story bigger than the mask. Then, with a deep breath, he lifted the mask, keeping his face just out of frame. A symbolic unmasking for a world not yet ready. When the stream cut and the room fell silent, only Misaki's soft applause remained.
There's one more thing. I wrote a song myself. I want you to be the first to hear it.
They stood on the rooftop, the city lights below, as he pressed play on a track titled simply, For Misaki.
This isn't my mother's melody. This is him, pure Sora.
When the last note faded, she didn't say a word. She simply leaned her head against his shoulder, and the silence said everything.
Soon, the world will know. But tonight, this is enough.
The sun dipped below the horizon, painting the rooftop in amber and rose. Two figures sat side by side, no longer separate.
A new melody, half his own and half borrowed from a ghost who had finally found peace.
He began to hum, and Misaki joined without hesitation, her voice weaving into his like a long-lost harmony.
This is ours now. Not just her legacy, not just my secret, ours.
In that simple duet, past and future touched, and the silence that once divided them melted away.
I never thought I'd hear my mother's echo in someone else's voice and feel whole.
Music had been the thread. First a hidden identity, then a lifeline. Finally, a bridge between two lonely souls. In the end, it was never about the mask or the fame. It was about the song that only they could sing together. And as the stars appeared, they stayed like that, quiet, unafraid, perfectly in tune. The music never stopped. It simply changed key, carrying them forward into whatever melody came next.